Hi there, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for January. This month begins with a clustering of energy in the part of your horoscope to do with your values. Now, values can be the things that we stand by, the things that we really believe, that we base our existence on. But in other ways, in a more practical sense, it can be to do with finance. And these areas, whether it is to do with your spiritual values or your material ones, are going to be very much to the fore throughout 2014. Now, if you're someone who's been quite carefree in the past, it might surprise you that you're becoming much more attuned to the more tangible side of life. And with Mars in a wonderful location for you in the first 7 months of this year, the chances are you're still going to want to be very sociable and enjoy the good things in life to the max. But the two won't always mesh together particularly well, because Mars is in the part of your horoscope which is about idealism, whereas money sometimes means we have to make hard-headed decisions to make sure that we can pay the rent or the mortgage and to feed ourselves. So there could be some conflict going on, and one of the areas of conflict could be around some friendships, or one in particular. Perhaps there's someone you have been very close to in the past, but you've seen over the last year or so, this has not necessarily been quite so easy to sustain. And of course, because Saturn has been in a very psychological part of your horoscope, it may not have been spoken about in the straightforward and direct way that you so like. Maybe things have evolved slowly and your consciousness realizes that actually there's nothing you can do to change the direction that one tie, previously close, is going. It's just evolving. So there can be some of this going on this month too. What is going to be absolutely brilliant for you is that your ruler Jupiter is going to meet with Venus again for mid-month, as it did late last year. And this is because of Venus's retrograde. So Venus is kind of saying to you, look, if you do go and splash some money in the sales, great, enjoy every minute of it, but try to keep a little bit back. But when it goes face-to-face with Jupiter, I do feel it's going to be very difficult to stick to any New Year's resolution you've made over a diet, or to give up alcohol for the month of January, or perhaps stop smoking, because the desire side of your nature is really turned up to max with these two, really teasing and flirting with one another. What it could point towards is maybe a relationship is going to be uber sensual. But then in the last week of this month, Venus also combines with Pluto. This could point towards some kind of transition between two sets of circumstances in your life. And it may be to do with some money that's going to be gifted to you, or some help you're going to get, or some help you're going to give somebody else. But if there is anything going on around money and affections, there does need to be some very clear boundaries and terms of reference, because if there's not, it could cause some later problems, or it may seem that someone's trying to get the upper hand in a psychological or power-led sense. Yet there is some very, very light and sparkling energies this month too, and it comes when Mercury moves into the most upbeat, quick-moving part of your scope on the 12th. Your mind will step up a gear. Things that you felt maybe a little bit muddled around can just clarify. You can see things very, very quickly, and it then forges a superb link with Uranus. And you may have some amazing original ideas. You can be very much a groundbreaker at the best of times, but your thinking can be going at 1,000,000 miles an hour from the middle of this month. And that can be reinforced once the Sun moves on the 20th and itself gets into a really funky angle with Uranus. Because this is kind of feeding into that side of you that likes to be free, that likes to have fun, that liberty can see you being very creative. If you feel penned in or controlled, that can be almost throttling for you. But remember, there's another set of major influences which are asking you to think about the money, think about your values, and think about keeping things very earthed down. So don't get too swept away with ideas themselves. There has to be a tangible outcome from those ideas for you to really balance all the different attributes astrally of this month. But as January comes to a close, there is a sparkling new moon on the 30th, which suggests your ability to communicate lucidly, quickly, funnily, quirkily is going to be absolutely magical, and it could bring some amazing opportunities into your situation, especially to do with technology, teaching, training, working with the public in any way and at all. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Wishing you great luck in 2014. Goodbye for now.